Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Thinkai channel. Today we are discussing the social anthropology. Our topic is anthropology and methods of research and introduction part of anthropology. And our current topic is emergence of anthropology. Anthropology started with narrative of human culture and society, though the interest towards human beings can be traced back to the 5th century BC with the writings of Herodotus. The emergence of anthropology as a distinct discipline occurred recently only during the 19th century. The development of scholarship came after the Europeans, who had been traveling to distant corners of the globe for about 400 years since the age of Columbus. The explorers, in the course of their voyage, visited different people and diverse customs. With the advent of colonialism, missionaries, traders, and government officials also started visiting different parts of the world. These people took huge interest in knowing different people and their culture with whom they encountered for their own benefit. For the government officials, it became a part of their administrative strategy to know the diverse cultures of those people whom they administered. The missionaries had a religious goal. They wanted to spread their own religious ideology. For this, it was necessary for them to know the language and cultural values of the people among whom they wanted to spread their ideology. The missionaries even went far beyond this. They not only studied the culture patterns of these peoples, but they also took some initiatives to improve their lifestyle of these people in their own terms, thus introducing culture change. Likewise, traders also had their own economic interest and hence attempted to know the diversity of these people. Explorers from the days of Columbus who wrote about these people and their customs had almost no political interest except to communicate their strange experience of meeting people who were different from their own. The interest to know about other cultures in anthropology started with this. The people other than the Europeans were the point of interest. Explorers could only notice the variety of human culture by keeping themselves within the safe boundary of a much more competent and advanced culture, that is the European culture. So their writings reflected superimposed ideas and narratives about these simple cultures and societies which they encountered. Early anthropologists started their study with these works only. These writings helped to develop the anthropological temperament, and by following these narratives, anthropological study emerged. The first theory in anthropology was propounded by Henry Louis Morgan as the theory of evolution, and this was of course based on these travel accounts to a great extent, although Morgan did go for some sort of fieldwork. In India, anthropological work began with the works of missionaries and government officials. These people wrote many monographs on different tribes of India. British colonial rule gave a colonial impression to anthropology in India. It was thought that anthropology was nothing but a tool to expand colonial rule. It was considered as a means to communicate with the common people of India who had different cultural backgrounds. But in spite of all these, many scholars came out to initiate anthropological study. Anthropology in India, in comparison to other parts of the world, is a much younger discipline. Anthropology is considered as the product of scientific development in Western world. The tradition of social philosophy continued till the advent of industrialization in the West, and it emerged as a distinct discipline in the 19th century. With Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species, new thoughts and ideas emerged in the field of anthropology. The study of human evolution became the prime concern for the anthropologist. Many scholars define anthropology as a study of origin and development of humanity. Scholars like R. Merritt, 1912, termed anthropology as a child of Darwin. From this time onwards, anthropology progressed with a new space. Different theoretical dimensions started developing, like evolutionism, structural, structural functionalism, structuralism, etc. A good number of scholars contributed to the field of anthropology. Different branches within the discipline came up. The British School of Thought defines anthropology as having three basic branches. First, biological or physical anthropology. Second, social anthropology. Third, archaeology. On the other hand, American School of Thoughts consider four major branches of anthropology. First, physical anthropology. Second, cultural anthropology. Third, archaeology. And fourth, linguistic anthropology. In India, generally, we followed the British school of the thought. Each of these major branches of anthropology has been assigned with some specific subject matter, but there is no specific boundary. All these branches are interdependent yet interlinked. Physical anthropology, while studying biological aspect of the man, cannot ignore the cultural influence. Likewise, while studying material culture and its development, social anthropologists have to take into account its evolutionary growth, and for this, they refer to the archaeological findings of prehistoric culture. It is the same with the prehistoric archaeologist also. To identify the culture use of some prehistoric findings, they have to refer to the present context with which the social anthropologists deal. Again, social anthropologists have to consider some biological aspect of human life while studying culture. There are some other subdisciplines also which have their own boundary of subject matter, which is however not rigid, like economic anthropology, political anthropology, anthropology of religion, etc. They also deal with the different issues related to human life, focusing on the particular field. Holistic science. Man is the most wonderful creature in the world. It is only species in the animal kingdom having two aspects, biological and cultural. Man is the creator of his own culture. Anthropology is concerned with a rounded study of man. It studies man at all levels of culture. Unlike other disciplines like economics, political science, or geology, or we can say zoology, anthropology does not study only one aspect of human life. It covers all dimensions, that is, biological, cultural, environmental, etc. Each and every matter related to human beings become the subject matter of anthropology. Thus, anthropology is a holistic science of man. It covers all aspects of man. We can take up the example of cultural study. We can take up the example of culture study. Within culture, various aspects like art, religion, politics, economy, kinship, marriage, family, health, etc. are combined into one whole. On the other hand, these cultural aspects differ from society to society. Anthropology not only deals with these various aspects of culture but also explores the variety from all aspects. For example, if we take up kinship, we will see the anthropologists not only have studied kinship as an aspect of human culture but also have studied various kinship patterns in different societies in the world. So, anthropological study explores around particular to general and also sometimes general to particular. Sometimes it is inductive logic and sometimes it is deductive logic. Anthropology has many theoretical issues regarding this aspect of exploration, but now the main issue over here that is that irrespective of any theoretical issue, anthropology keenly examines all aspects of human life from each and every dimension. Thus, as mentioned before, anthropology is a holistic science of man. This holistic study of man has been clearly described in anthropological meaning, anthropological scope, and background. Thank you very much.